altered. The period up to August was the recommendation. After discussion in the Council, that has been extended to September. So this will be valid till September 30th. And based on the advice and also from the states, the input, whether that period has to be further extended will be taken as a call nearer the time, and the GIC will probably take the responsibility of eliciting the opinions, taking the political leadership's inputs, and meeting to take a final word on whether that extension should be furthered after September. The second is 3 items which the GOM had recommended at one level. After discussion in the committee, in the GST Council, we have brought in changes. They are particularly one item which is the furnaces, the electric furnaces which are used in the crematoriums. The GOM had recommended 12%. We, after the discussion in the Council, have brought it down further to 5%. Then temperature checking equipments, the GOM recommended 18%. After discussion in the Council today, we are bringing it down to 5%. And the third item, which is the ambulances, the GOM had recommended at 28 because it has a different connotation to the automobile sector. But even then, because it's for a limited period and because it's a very enduring asset for the hospitals, even with depreciating value, nevertheless, we thought even ambulances should be brought down. So the GOM's recommendation of 28 for the ambulance has been brought down to 12%. Then it was felt that the GOM's recommendations has brought in a lot of substantial change. Many items were at 18, they have been brought down to 5. Many items which were at 12 have been brought down to 5 again. And therefore, there was a lot of substance in the recommendation made by the GOM. And as a result, I think the Council largely agreed to go with the GOM's recommendation, subject, of course, to these 3 slight tweaking which has happened. Largely, that's about today's GST Council's decision. I'm sure by the questions that are being asked, that will be asked now, we'll be able to explain further if you have anything to ask us. Largely, the list of items, I would, for your benefit, it will also be given as emails or whatever, but the list of items are broadly categorized under medicines, which had 5 items in it. Oxygen generation equipments and related medical devices had 6 items in it. Testing kits and machines related to testing kits had 2 items under it. And other COVID-related relief materials like pulse oximeters, hand sanitizers and so on had 5 items in it. So you see that there are 4 categories: medicines, oxygen generation equipments, testing kits and other machines. 4th, other COVID-related relief material. So the taxes on these were considered, and GOM suggested altering the rates. In none of them has the GOM recommended for an increase in the rates. Existing rates or further bring them down. Just as a matter of technicality, many of the Fitment Committee's earlier recommendations before forming the GOM have also been studied by the GOM, and therefore the viewpoint of the GOM was also put to a thorough discussion in the GOM. I am not reading each one of them, but that will be distributed. So you will be getting a copy of all the items which have been discussed by the GOM, which come under the 4 categories. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We will now take some questions. Please identify yourself. Madam, I just wanted to know whether there was consensus on this, unanimous consensus on these decisions, one. Two, the Congress had raised a huge hue and cry about the fact that they were not part of the GOM. Was there any discussion on that at the GST?
In the council, the discussions happened. And when the secretary announced, and I have mentioned these, there have not been any other voice after my speaking. On the question of Congress outside, I don't know. I don't want to comment on what was said outside. In the council, the 3 Congress ministers said that in future at least you should consider having us in it, in a GOM. As much as I can say with confidence, the selection into a GOM is never made on party basis. Neither is the exclusion. There are several GOMs. Several ministers are made members of a GOM in which all states are given some representation in one or the other GOM. Neither the inclusion nor the exclusion happens on political party affiliations. It is a GST Council consisting of finance ministers, some of them deputy chief ministers, sometimes even a chief minister who come in there.